Watch the stickman run. His name is Chip. He's been running for years. Faster every single year, actually. More hours, bigger title, bigger paycheck. He's killing it. So here's a fair question. Where exactly is he going? Watch what happens when we zoom out. Yeah, he's not going anywhere. None of them are. That's the rat race. And you are almost certainly on a wheel right now. But here's the part nobody told you. The wheel isn't broken. It's working exactly as designed. For the next 15 minutes, I'm going to show you the 3 gears that keep it spinning. Why running harder makes it spin faster, not slower. And the one door out that has nothing to do with working more. By the end, you'll know how Chip finally steps off. And you'll know how to step off too. So let's meet Chip properly. Then let's break this thing. Quick intro if you're new here. This is Chip. Broke, but optimistic. Always 2 decisions from a breakthrough or another raid on his emergency fund. And Chip has been doing everything right. That's what makes this story brutal. He shows up. He works late. He got 3 raises in 5 years. On paper, Chip is winning. So why does his bank account look exactly the same as it did 3 raises ago? Let's rewind and watch it happen in slow motion. Year 1. Chip gets a raise. $10,000 more. He does the math in his head. I'm gonna be rich. And for about 2 weeks, he feels rich. Then watch where the 10 grand actually goes. A slightly nicer apartment. I earned it. A newer car, because the old one was getting embarrassing. Take out 4 nights a week instead of 2. Small stuff. Reasonable stuff. And by the end of the year, the 10,000 is just gone. More income. Same leftover. Net change to his actual wealth? 0. This isn't a Chip problem. This is the whole country. Americans saved 4.5% of their income in early 2026. The long-run average is over 8%. We're saving about half of what we used to. And here's the line that should stop you cold. Surveys keep finding that even people earning $300,000 a year say they live paycheck to paycheck. 300,000. Paycheck to paycheck. So if you thought, I just need to earn more, I have bad news. The people who earn way more are stuck on the exact same wheel. They just bought a nicer wheel. So what's actually happening? The wheel runs on 3 gears. Let's pull them apart one at a time. Gear number 1 is the one you'll recognize instantly. Gear 1. Lifestyle inflation. It has a nicer name people use. Lifestyle creep. Same thing? Here's the definition, and it's almost funny how simple it is. Your spending rises at the exact same rate as your income. You make more, you spend more, automatically, without ever deciding to. The raise comes in the front door, and lifestyle inflation walks it straight out the back. And the cruelest part is how it disguises itself. Every single upgrade feels earned, feels reasonable, feels deserved. I work hard, I deserve the nicer thing. And you do. That's not the trap. The trap is that the nicer thing quietly becomes the new normal in about 3 weeks. So next year, it's not a treat anymore. It's just your baseline. Now you need the bigger apartment, the newer car, the takeout, just to feel normal. You didn't get richer. You raise the floor you're standing on. And this is why the wheel speeds up when you run harder. Every raise you earn, lifestyle inflation matches it. So the finish line moves with you. You run faster, the wheel spins faster. Your distance to freedom? Unchanged. That's Gear 1. But on its own, Gear 1 just keeps you flat. Gear 2 is the one that actively drags you backward. And almost everyone's got it. Gear 2. The consumer debt drag. Remember the newer car and the nicer everything from Gear 1? A lot of that didn't get paid for with cash. It got paid for with a card. And here's the number nobody wants to say out loud. The average credit card interest rate in 2026 is around 20 to 22%. 20%? Let that sit there for a second. Because you've heard that investing might earn you, 7, 8, 10% a year if you're lucky. Meanwhile, your credit card is charging you 20. So while Chip is trying to run forward, the debt is pulling him backward at 20% a year. He's not standing still. He's actively losing ground. Every single month automatically. Here's the part that makes it a trap instead of just a bill. Compound interest is supposed to be the magic that makes you rich. Money grows on money. A snowball that rolls and gets bigger. But debt is that exact same snowball, rolling the wrong way. Interest stacks on interest. The hole digs itself deeper while you sleep. So Chip pays the minimum, feels responsible, and the balance barely moves. Because the minimum payment is designed to keep him paying interest for years. That's not an accident. That's the product working. Quick gut check and be honest with yourself here. If you're carrying a balance at 20%, no investment is your priority. Paying that off is the highest guaranteed return you will ever find. Full stop. That's not advice for your situation. That's just the math of 20%. Okay, Gear 1 keeps you flat. Gear 2 drags you back. But Gear 3 is the quiet one, the invisible one. And honestly, Gear 3 is the whole reason the wheel exists. Gear 3. You own nothing that works for you. Here's the difference between Chip and a genuinely wealthy person. It's not the salary. It's not even the spending, really. It's that the wealthy person owns things that make money while they sleep. We call those assets. Stocks, index funds, a business, real estate, things that earn for you whether you show up to work or not. Chip owns none of that. So when Chip stops running, the money stops. Instantly. That's the actual definition of being on the wheel. Your income is 100% your own legs. The second they stop, you fall. And here's the visual that explains everything. The wheel is only spinning because Chip is spinning it. He is the engine. There's nothing else turning it. A wealthy person planted something years ago that turns on its own. Chip never planted anything, because every dollar got eaten by gears 1 and 2. No leftover. No leftover means nothing to plant. Nothing planted means no engine. So he stays the engine. Forever. That's the loop. Fully assembled. Let's put all 3 gears together so you see the whole machine. You earn a raise. Lifestyle inflation eats it, so you stay flat. Debt drags you backward at 20%, so flat becomes slightly losing. And because nothing's left over, you never buy an asset. So you stay the engine. Run harder, earn more, inflate more, own nothing. Forever. Now here's the most important sentence in this entire video. Working harder feeds all 3 gears. It cannot be the way out. A bigger paycheck just gives lifestyle inflation more to eat. You can't outrun a wheel. The wheel is designed to match your speed. So if working harder is a trap, what's the door? Stay with me, because this next part is where most people quit right before it gets good. Here's the door. And I want to be really clear about what it is and isn't. This is education, not financial advice. I'm not your advisor. And nothing here is tailored to you. So treat this as the map. Then talk to a licensed pro about your own road. Deal? Deal. The door is one idea. The difference has to go somewhere. Right now, the difference between what Chip earns and what he spends is basically 0. The whole game is making that difference bigger, then sending it somewhere that works for him. So let's break each gear. In order, the way Chip actually did it. Breaking Gear 1. You freeze the floor. You don't have to live like a monk. That never lasts and you know it. You just have to break the automatic link between earning more and spending more. So the next time a raise lands, here's the move Chip made. Before the raise ever hits his spending, he sends a chunk of it straight past himself. He let his lifestyle rise a little. Humans need a few nice things. That's fine. But the gap between the old life and the raise, that got captured, not spent. One decision, made once on payday, before the caveman in his head could touch it. That's it. That's the entire fix for Gear 1. Capture the difference before you feel it. Breaking Gear 2. You kill the drag. Remember, paying off 20% debt is the best guaranteed return out there. So that captured gap from Gear 1, its first job is to murder the debt. Not invest yet. Not anything fancy. Just unchain the monster first. Because there is no point planting a seed while a 20% monster eats your garden. Chip throws the gap at the highest interest balance until it's gone. Then the next one. And the day the debt hits 0, something wild happens. All that money that was going to interest, it's free now. It's a raise nobody taxed. The drag flips into fuel. Same dollars, opposite direction. Breaking Gear 3. You finally plant something. Now the debt's dead and the gap is still flowing. Where does it go? Into an asset. Something that earns whether Chip shows up or not. Chip opens a brokerage account. Took him about 15 minutes on his phone. And he points the gap there automatically. Every payday. Before he can feel it. I'm not telling you what to buy. That's genuinely not my job and it's not legal for me to do. The point isn't the specific thing. The point is that something is finally turning besides his legs. And the first time that second wheel spins on its own, even a tiny bit, everything changes. Because now Chip has two engines. Him and his money. At first, the money engine is pathetic. A few cents. He laughs at it, but it never sleeps, never quits, and it grows on itself. The snowball finally rolling uphill for him. Now let's answer the obvious question. How does Chip know when he can stop running? There's a rough rule of thumb the financial independence crowd uses, and I want to teach it to you honestly. It's called the 25 times rule. Here's the idea. With the caveats attached, take what you spend in a year, multiply it by 25. Roughly, that's the pile of assets that could cover your spending without you working. It comes from something called the 4% rule, out of a study from the 90s. The thinking, if you only pull about 4% of your pile each year, it could last decades. Now the honest part, because you deserve honesty on a number this big. That rule is debated. A lot. Some researchers in 2026 argue it should be closer to 3.5%, which would mean a bigger pile. Some say 4 still holds. So treat 25 times as a back-of-the-napkin target, not a promise. Your number is yours. Watch Chip run it. Because of course he botches it the first time. Chip's first try, he multiplies his salary instead of his spending. Gets a terrifying number. Panics. Then he remembers, it's what you spend, not what you earn. The lower you're spending, the smaller the pile. Which is wild when you think about it. Beating lifestyle inflation doesn't just save money. It shrinks the entire finish line. Spend less and freedom literally gets closer. So Chip uses his real spending, multiplies by 25, writes the number on a sticky note, and for the first time in his life, the wheel has an exit, a specific, countable distance. Not run forever. A number. A finish line he can actually see. Now watch the magic of doing all three at once. Lifestyle frozen means the gap is big. Debt dead means nothing drags. Gap flowing into assets means a second engine. And every dollar that hits the assets does two things at the same time. It grows on its own. And, because his spending stayed low, it shrinks the number he's chasing. The finish line moves toward him while he moves toward it. They're racing to meet. And one ordinary Tuesday, Chip does the thing this whole video was about. He steps off the wheel. Just 1 foot at first. Just for a second. And the ground holds. Because something else is turning now. He's not free yet. The number's not hit yet. But for the first time, he's not the only engine. He's moving forward whether he runs or not. The wheel finally works for him. Let's zoom out one more time. Remember the thousands of wheels from the start? Everyone's still running. Same as before. Nobody told them the wheel was optional. But there's one little guy off to the side now. Standing, not running, reading. He's not special. He's not smarter than them. He didn't earn more. He just stopped feeding the 3 gears and started feeding one engine that wasn't his legs. That's the whole door. There was never a secret. There was just a gap, sent somewhere that works. The difference between you and freedom isn't a bigger paycheck. It's where the difference goes. So this week, find your gap. Even $5, then decide where it goes before you feel it. Because the difference has to go somewhere. Right now, it's going into a bigger wheel. Point it at the door instead. Now, that sticky note Chip wrote? My number? There's a whole science to getting that number exactly right for your life. The one calculation that separates working forever from never working again. That one's next.